Hello, I'm Dawn Elsom. I'm here today at C&C Kitchens to show you some lovely recipes. All my recipes you can get in the description below. So today what I'm going to do is show you some homemade lemon curd. I'm going to use the lemon curd I'm making now in some lemon curd and coconut cupcakes. So the homemade lemon curd is far nicer than any of the shop bought. If you've got the time to actually make it, it is absolutely delicious and will keep in the fridge for a good couple of weeks, so you can use it on lemon meringue pies and in cupcakes and in lots of different recipes, or just spread on bread or toast. It is absolutely delicious, and in fact it's not very time consuming to make. It's quite quick. I've got a bain-marie saucepan with some water coming up to the boil now, with a Pyrex bowl over the top. And this is the best way to actually make your lemon curd, because it's heat which is not directly on, so the water is not touching the bowl, but it gives a really nice slow thickening of the lemon curd. So once it comes almost to the boil, turn it down so you've got a simmering pan of water. To that pan of water I'm going to add the juice of 4 lemons and the rice of 4 lemons as well, and that goes in there too. We go. And to that I've got 200 grams of caster sugar and some butter. Now the butter, 100 grams of butter, which has been cut into little cubes, because then it helps to melt a bit quicker. There we go. Now before I add the eggs, I'm going to make sure the butter just dissolves a little bit. So using a whisk, when the heat comes up to temperature and it simmers, it will take just a few minutes for those cubes of butter to dissolve. And once they've dissolved, you then add the eggs. Now the eggs, I've got 3 whole eggs and 1 yolk, and you can use the whites for the cupcakes I'm going to make earlier, because they've got a meringue topping to them, or you can use the whites in the fridge for any other recipe that you're using, but it is best to use just the yolk of 1 and the whole eggs of 3 for this particular recipe. So they don't get added into the pan until the butter's melted. So we just have to wait a few minutes for the butter to melt. So the butter's just about melted with the sugar and the lemon, and I'm going to add the beaten eggs now. So in we go with the eggs, and just keep the pan simmering and just keep stirring, and you can leave it now for about 10 minutes. And if you keep going back to this and just giving it a quick stir now and again, but leave the pan on quite a low simmer so it's bubbling nicely to keep the curd nice and hot. And then about 10-15 minutes the curd will start to thicken like a thick custard, and you'll know it's getting almost ready then. So you can leave the whisk in there, and you can just leave it and walk away and do something else in the kitchen. Come back to it, just keep an eye on it every couple of minutes, just to give it a quick stir with a whisk so it doesn't stick around the edges, and then I'll come back to you and show you when it's lovely and thick. So the lemon curd is lovely and thick now. It has a custard consistency. It's gone pale yellow as well, so you know that it's ready and thick. About 10-15 minutes is taken on a simmer, so we are ready now. It's really important now that you take the bowl off and you allow this to cool down before you jar it. So it needs to come really down to a very cool temperature before you then put it into your jars or use it. It will keep for 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Lovely as little presents, actually, as little gifts. When it's completely cold and you've got very clean sterilised jars with seals or Kilner type jars, you can pop your little labels on them and use them for ingredients, for sponges, or just on toast. It's delicious homemade curd. So enjoy it.